Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Friday, June 20th, and we are here answering financial questions. If you have one, please go to jillonmoney.com, and in the upper right-hand corner, there is a Contact Us button. When you click that button, a form will pop up. That's the email that we receive. And if you'd like to join us on the program live, just check the box. Mark will do everything else. Hey, also on the website is once again my shameless self-promotion, which is not really a promotion for me, but it is a ask for donations for the Cycle for the Cause. This is the big Boston to New York AIDS ride, which I do every year. And so you'll see the headline there. You know what? We put it up because it's Pride Month and I'm a good gay. And this is going to be a rough ride for me. Mark, I just want to let you know I've been training already. I started training earlier this time because I didn't want anything to sneak up on me. And again, gang, this is 275 miles from like the west of Boston down to New York, 3 days. It's kind of grueling. That being said, I have a new ask in terms of just any dollar amount, $5. I don't care. Like small, big, doesn't matter. Big is fine too. If you're one of these people who comes on the program who we get complaints about, like you're really, really rich and you want to support it, go ahead, do it. This year, I also want to ask for people to write in and help me build my Cycle for the Cause workout playlist. Mark, do you have a kick-ass song that should be added to my playlist?
Let me think about it. You and I probably have a little bit different taste, but when I do my Peloton, for me, it's all about the music. I need good music.
Right. And so I've been training not on Peloton only. I have my regular bike that's on this kind of cool thing called a Kicker Core. You just like put your own bicycle on this trainer. And I've been using music and I've been curating myself, but I'm kind of sick of my old songs. So one of my favorite anchors, a guy who does the best bump music from WINA in Charlottesville, told me that from the movie Rocky V, there's a song called Go For It, which I'm about to add. I'm just going to add these songs. I don't care. I can always skip them. But remember, I have 3 days of riding to do. So I need a lot of songs to help me out. And yes, I use those safe kinds of headsets, the ones that are called shocks that don't really go in your ear. And it's really more for training than doing the ride itself. Anyway, please support me. $5, $500, $5,000. Someone gave me an anonymous $15,000 and I love that. Thank you very much, whoever you are. And so I'm getting started early. I'm trying to raise 60. I got 20 down. I got 1/3 down. So let's go. Help me out. Thank you very much. Okay. Enough of that. Right now, we are going to talk to Christine, who joins us from the Ocean State, Rhode Island. Hello, Christine. How are you? What can we do for you?
Good morning. How are you? Thank you so much for taking my call today. I really appreciate it.
Of course. So what's going on?
So I would like to retire a year from this coming September. I'll be 65. I just want to run my numbers by you and make sure that I'm okay.
Okay. So right now you're 64, turning 65 next year. That's right?
That's correct.
Okay. And you are working full time?
I am working full time.
How much do you earn right now?
I earn $157,000.
Okay. Are you married, single?
I am
partnered?
recently widowed.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, Christine, when you look at retirement in a year, will you be entitled to any income? I mean, you'll have if your husband was old enough, maybe his Social Security, will you be entitled to a pension?
I will not be entitled to a pension.
His Social Security, though, you have
his Social Security, what I would be able to collect at 65, I think it's around $2,000 a month.
Oh, okay. That's a good number. Do you have a bunch of money that you have saved in anticipation of this retirement?
Yes, I do.
Tell me a little bit about what you've saved.
Okay. I have $1.8 million, but it's all pre-tax money. Unfortunately, I did not start Roth soon enough.
You know what, though? I mean, unfortunately, yes, but what are you going to do? We were of an age where everything was pre-tax. And, a lot of places didn't even have the Roth for a few years. So, but that's a huge amount of money, which is good. Did your husband also have retirement accounts?
That amount includes
in his
300, right? His.
Okay, got it.
I inherited $350,000 in his IRA.
Got it. Okay, so 1.8 million total. Anything else that you have in savings?
Savings, I have 280,000 in savings.
280, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Any brokerage account, like any investment account that's not a retirement account?
No.
Okay. How about your house?
My house is fully paid for. I would say it's worth around $450,000.
Would you like to stay in it?
Yes.
Okay. And you have kids, grown kids?
I have one grown daughter, yes.
Okay. Is she launched?
She is launched. I have 2 grandchildren. I do like to, help out now and again.
Okay. But nothing ongoing. It's not like you're saying like, oh, I have to pay for their tuition.
Well, right now they're in private school and I am helping pay for their tuition.
Oh, look at that. How I intuited that.
Yes, you did.
So private school, how much are you helping out?
$10,000 a year.
Okay. How long do you think that will continue for?
That will continue 5 or 6 years.
Do you have any other obligations? Anyone else that you feel like, okay, got the 2 grandkids, it's 10 grand total or 10 grand each? I should have asked that.
10 grand total.
Okay. Anyone else you have to take care of?
No.
Okay. Just you. We're going to get to you. There's nothing else that I should know about. You're not going to throw a rental property on me. There's no other big asset that we should know about, right?
No, there's not. The only other thing I'll mention is, both of my parents are still alive. They're in their 80s.
Wow.
Yeah. My dad's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, but I do anticipate at some point it's likely that I will come into some money, probably between $300,000 and $500,000.
Okay. All right. We won't count on it right now because you never know how much people have to spend on care, but I get it. How about the amount of money you think you spend right now? Forget about the $10,000 a year for a second. Just like Christine's great life that begins in a year, what do you spend?
So I spend around 5, but I'm wanting to plan on 7 to see what that looks like.
Okay. That seems fine to me. So from your age 65 to your age 70, you will have your husband's Social Security. And then do you happen to know what your Social Security benefit would be at your age 70?
$4,100.
$4,100. Okay. So what we would think about is you have the $2,000 a month that's coming in right now. I guess you'll just bank that. And what are you doing in terms of the money you're earning right now? Are you still putting it all into pre-tax retirement or are you putting it into Roth right now?
I'm putting it into Roth.
Okay. So how much is in Roth right now?
About 100,000.
So of that 1.8, it's 100,000 is Roth, right?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. All right. So let's pretend it's a year from now. You're done working. Yay, goodbye. Okay. So then what you would likely do is start to pull money out of that pre-tax account, right?
That was my plan.
Right. Okay. So because you have 2,000 from Social Security, you'll say to yourself like, okay, well, you can just set it up so you can have $5,000 a month come to you, or maybe $6,000 a month, just so we can account for taxes. Maybe even I would consider, if you're okay with it, pulling a little bit more out so that we can start to kind of defuse that big tax bomb that's looming.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Great. Okay. So look, you're single, you're in the 24% tax bracket. So maybe we would just consider the 24% bracket to be where we'd want you to stay. And that would mean that when you retire in a year, you could pull up to about $195,000 a year out of less than 25. So 170,000, about $170,000 from that pre-tax account, pay the tax. Sometimes they'll withhold it for you. Pay the tax that's due And then you have that money to live on. And you can do that from your age 65 to 70. And then you would do the same thing, but you might reduce it a little bit. We'll have to see where taxes are once you start claiming your Social Security, right? Because your Social Security payment is going to go up when you claim at your age 70. So that's pretty great. I think that there's a combination here of, look, the reality is the money is where it is, right? We're not going back and, converting it or anything. I wouldn't go into like converting the money. Okay, I would try to get
I was going to ask.
I don't know. I don't, just like you have a nice chunk of savings. You will be newly retired. You're going to make sure you want to stay liquid. I think you can get a lot of money out of that account. If you're from, 70 to 75, you'll pull some more money out. Right? You'll be able to get the money out even after you claim Social Security. You'll just want to stay within probably the 24% bracket. And, if at that time it's like, oh my God, Jill, I have so much money, I don't know what to do. Yeah, okay, maybe when you're 75, we'll take some of that money and we would convert it. We'll see. But I don't know. I'm not in a hurry to do all the conversion right now. I think you're fine where you are. I think it's a great You've done a terrific job. You and your husband did a great job of saving. You are able to save to actually help out the kids and the grandkids. So that's kind of amazing. And, I don't know, how much money did your husband make in his career?
My husband was significantly older than me. So he was retired for quite a while. So
okay.
Probably about, 80,000.
But so I just want to point out to everyone listening, like how much money you can accumulate when you start and you stick to it. Because I lived in Rhode Island, so I know that the state has high taxes, and it may not be like the same cost of living as, say, Boston, but it ain't cheap. So it's an incredible story where you have somebody who's making, or a couple that's been making, good money, not over the top money, who's able to save $2 million, not including your house. It's incredible. So give everybody the key to success, Christine. What was it that got you there?
You said it. You have to start it early. You have to, look at it as paying yourself, and you have to be consistent.
The consistency.
I often try to say to people, everybody thinks $1 million is like, oh, I could never save $1 million. Yeah, you can.
Yeah. And all of a sudden you're there. And that's the most amazing thing about it. So, Christine, just in terms of your own planning, do you have your own estate? Have you shifted some of the documents for your will and your power of attorney and your healthcare proxy now?
Yes, that's all taken care of.
And is there anything else that you want to ask us?
I think I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
If I take that money out, should I open a brokerage account and put some money in there?
Yeah, maybe. I think that I really think that it might be important just to sort of see where you are with savings and where you stand. And maybe you open a brokerage account. Where is your retirement account held?
Right now, I have an account at Fidelity and one with Empower.
Okay. So maybe I would go to Fidelity and I would say, I'm going to take my account from my retirement account. I'll roll it into a Fidelity IRA rollover. And then maybe I would even take some of the money from savings, just see if that's piling up very quickly. Maybe you take like 80 grand or something, or 100 grand out, and you start a plain old Fidelity brokerage account. Then the money that you take out of the retirement account that you don't need, you add it to that account. And it's just a boring, like really boring, plain vanilla, some exchange traded funds or some mutual funds, little stock, little bond, maybe a little commodity, go to sleep at night and let that thing build up.
Okay, that sounds great. So asset allocation. So I was thinking of using index funds.
Yep.
Do you think like 40-60 is good? 40
When
stock?
you say 40, which 40 are we talking about? Are you saying 40 stock, 60 bond, or the other way around?
40 stock, 60 bond.
You could go 50-50. You're so young.
Okay.
And you've got longevity with your parents.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't know, unless you hate risk.
No, I don't. No, I don't hate it.
I mean, especially because that account, you're probably not going to pull from that account anytime soon. I think that'll be it. Like if I looked at like the time, like when you would tap each account, you're going to pull money out of your retirement account and you're going to let that brokerage account build. And the last account will be the Roth. And that'll be, you know what I mean? Like that'll be the last money that'll be the money that your kids or your daughter or your grandchildren will inherit.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. That's what I'm thinking about too. In terms of it would be nice to be able to leave some legacy. And then the only other concern, obviously, I have is about covering long-term care expenses.
Yeah, but you know what? So somebody's going to try to sell you a long-term care policy.
Oh, yeah, I'm not doing that.
Okay. So, exactly. I mean, it's different if you're a married couple with this level of assets. Because think about this. If you're a married couple and there's two of you, you're 65 years old, one gets sick, you could drain a lot of money fast from that pre-tax account, right? But it's just you. I think it's highly unlikely that you will be sick for 15 years. Of course, it could happen. Okay, I don't want to say it won't, but you have a lot of assets. And it's because it's just you, you can use your own assets on your own care. And if you needed to go into a facility, you could also sell your house. So I don't think you've got a big problem here. I do think that it's worth thinking about, just like, hey, I can't. In other words, I wouldn't give all my money away to my kids right now or my grandchildren. I keep saying kids because I'm putting them all together. So to your daughter or your grandchildren, but I would be clear that that's something that could crop up in the future. But, again, as you said, you got your parents. Let's see how they do. You'll have that experience. I don't think you need any sort of extra product to cover you.
Okay, great.
Good?
Great. Yeah, that sounds
great. Oh, my God.
And then
Chris,
the only other thing was, do I really need to hire an advisor?
I mean, look, if you're comfortable with where you are, if you feel like, you know what, I feel pretty good. Like I can manage this. I get it. That's fine. If at some point you're sort of like, oh God, I think that maybe I'm in a weird place. I don't feel like doing it. I'd like another set of eyes and ears. Then fine. But I don't necessarily get the vibe from you that you need this right now. If you did need it, I know someone fabulous in Rhode Island. I don't think you do. I don't think you do.
That was sort of my thought that I did.
Yeah.
So I think what you're saying sounds really good.
Christine from Rhode Island, thank you for joining us. Hey, if you are looking at retirement, or maybe you are also recently widowed or a widower, then get in touch with us. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and write us a note. If you'd like to join us on the air, check the box. Mark will do everything else. Don't forget to check out all of our great content that lives right there on the website, JillOnMoney.com. You can subscribe to us on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And it is Friday, so let's do some business. Our music is composed by the fabulous Joel Goodman. Mark Talercio is the best executive producer and king of all things web. And we are distributed by the fine folks at Odyssey. Please try to lift someone up. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you on Monday.